So the Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 teaser trailer number 2 just dropped with a winter 2023 release date for the chapter. And in this video, we're going to quickly react to the trailer and then break down everything you possibly could not see while watching it. So let's kick it off by watching the trailer. Oh geez, is that the train that's on fire? We did crash at the end of chapter 2. Ooh. I can't tell if Playcare itself is on fire or if... The room looks a little smoky. Oh gosh, Huggy Wuggy has lost his head since that teaser image. Ooh, who is that? I have not been paying attention to a lot of the ARG stuff. I still need to go back and do that. Time for bed. That was an image they showed. Okay, so we have a phone. The original saved me, I rejoice in him. And there's something moving in the background. I live to serve our angel of salvation. He gives me nightmares. I'll have to go back and read that. It looks like are these candles that are set up? Oh gosh, that's very brutal. Oh no! Is that Godric the Grafted? So that's all the toys like strung together. The experiment. Oh geez, so there's a lot of writing. I'm gonna go back and read this writing right after this. And now we have some sort of entity in the dark. Ooh, it looks like kind of like bronze eyes with his brow. Oh, what is that? So we're thinking it's a cat. A lot of people are talking about possibly being a cat. Chapter 3, Deep Sleep. Okay, so that red fog that I talked about a long time ago, geez, a year ago? I'm thinking it's a gas derived from the poppy flowers. And that's the trailer. Okay, so one of the first things that is very difficult to see is because it's only up for like a single frame or two, is a photo of gas masks. Now, these gas masks stem from the original teaser for Chapter 3, and given the gas theme, it makes sense that there's a recurrence of these gas masks in this trailer. Now, I'm really curious if this poppy gas or this red gas is flammable itself, which is aiding to this fire or the smoke that we see in this area. Because we do have the train crash, and that's going to set the stage for Chapter 3. Now, when we get to the playcare door, it's hard to tell because we can see the fire flickering on the outside, but it looks like something's going on in the inside as well. So it's hard to tell if there's just smoke and flickering lights, or if there's a fire going on beyond that door as well. And we can see the hallway is filled with smoke, so we do know there is smoke traveling through this building. Now, also in this smoky shot that we see the hallway in, we can see that there are desks and chairs to the left and to the right. Now, even trying to brighten this image up, we can't see a whole lot. There's a lot of film grain and static around the edges, so the sides of this room are obscured. And we can see that Huggy Wuggy's head was cut off, and this Huggy Wuggy appears small because we can see objects in the background. We have what appears to be a sandbag, which gives us a sense of scale, and we can see the head of Huggy Wuggy and the head of this other toy were removed in the background. And then we have a photo of a child. Now, this is kind of important, I think, because the claw marks are actually behind the photo, which means whatever made these grooves was before this photo was tacked to the wall. So something put this photo on the wall afterwards. And we can see the same thing from this illustration. Now, the paper itself is damaged, but we can see the claw marks again go behind it. Now, audio-wise, we can hear a phone dial tone from this toy phone on the ground, which means it is still active. This was recently dropped. And again, we have claw marks going all over this room. Now, in this next shot, we have more photos, these darkened prints tacked to the wall. And in text, we can read something. Now, the very top of this text is cut off. We can see ing, but not the full word it extends from. But we can read, "The original saved me, I rejoice in him." This is kind of creepy because it almost feels religious in some ways. And as the next shot comes up, we can see now some drawings and more writing on the wall. It says, "I live to serve our angel of salvation." And the sketches on the wall, one says, "Just like mommy and daddy before they left me," and you have a crying child. And then another one says, "He gives me nightmares." I'm assuming him being this entity, which is this purple scribble we see beneath the moon. And given this chapter is centered around sleep, it's possible this entity only comes out at night. Now in the next shot, we have what appears to be candles on the ground, or some sort of light fixtures that are on the floor. This gives me summoning circle vibes, or some sort of ritual, maybe to keep this beast at bay. And we can also hear the terrified murmuring and shrieks of children. Now we eventually find the severed head of Huggy Wuggy with a spike going through it, and this could be a close-up of the entity that we see later on in the video. Now looking at the shot, we can again see those candles at the bottom sort of circling around this entity or statue. And I'm gonna assume this thing moves. I see an arm, what looks like to be an arm on the right side. And this does remind me of Godric the Grafted from Elden Ring. Now this could be the prototype, Experiment 1006, specifically because we saw it take the torso of Mommy Longlegs as she's saying, "Don't make me a part of him." And here we are with all these stapled together toy parts, specifically heads and bodies and limbs like that. So more than likely, the foe in Chapter 3 is going to be that entity, which is a bit surprising, honestly, because we're encountering this at Chapter 3, and I'm gonna assume there's gonna be like 5 chapters of this game. So that means it could be an even greater villain beyond this thing. Now we have etchings on the wall in this next shot. We have "My somniferous flock, followers of the path, never forget the hour of joy." Now there's some other things on the side which are a bit harder to read because they are obscured by the grain effect. But we can make out the word trapped, something about the far lands or garlands. It's a bit hard to make out. But at the end of the shot, we can see the creature's hand, the claw that was taking the head of Huggy Wuggy and the other toys as it slowly slithers off screen. And then we can see the eyes at the end of this hallway. Now the indentation of the eyes at first made me think of Bron, just because of the shape of Bron's head. But the open mouth definitely looks like a cat, or maybe even like a Sonic type character, because we have like the 2 eyes that almost look like they sort of are connected. Then we have the actual pupils in the back, but we can see what looks like a nose, almost like the nose on a teddy bear or a little cat doll or something. And the mouth is always open. We can see just from the flicker of the light that the mouth is wide open as it's almost like breathing this gas out. Now here's the kicker. What we're seeing here could be 2 separate monsters. We could have this stitched together monstrosity, and then we could have this cat thing that collects the pieces and parts and then puts it on the prototype. And this cat thing also has the ability to breathe sleep gas, which causes anyone nearby to fall asleep into a deep sleep, where they are then abducted. Or worse. Hopefully not worse, but I guess we'll find out. And with that, that brings us to the end of the trailer and our shot-by-shot analysis. What do you think we'll encounter in Chapter 3? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to read your responses, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Cheers!